Hey everybody, how are we doing today? This is Morgan Tapp with Papillon House Bookkeeping, and I just like to pop over. If you guys don't know who I am, I have a professional bookkeeping company, and we work with attorneys, architects, small business owners, and we try to bring the power of reporting and clear financial data to business owners everywhere in order to allow them to make sound financial decisions with confidence and backed up by data, real data. We like to get super nerdy over here. But I like to come over once a week. I do my best. Sometimes life gets in the way, or my computer doesn't want to function properly. Um, and I like to pop over and talk to you guys about whatever's going on in our world, things that our clients have kind of been working on, things that maybe have floated around the office a little bit, and stuck in my brain to enough to where I've thought, you know, I should probably talk about this. And I just feel like a lot of the times, I don't know, businesses feel like they can't do enough. Like they don't have any help. They think I can't hire people until I make 100, $400,000 a year. They think I need to do everything myself because there's just not enough. And I will never forget a mentor. I was in my first year of business, maybe second year of business, somewhere right around there. Because, I don't really count the first year of business, honestly, because everything was like brand new and we were barely making things happen. And, it's business. Let's be honest. Like nothing just steps out and like, oh, the skies open up and magically everything's perfect. No. My grandma told me when I was little, you have two choices in life. If you're gifted, you got to pay, everyone has to pay their dues. If you're gifted, you get to pay them later. If you're not gifted, you get to pay them up front. But at some point in time, everyone has to pay their dues. So maybe you got gifted with a bunch of stuff you inherited right out the gate, but you're going to pay your dues later because you're still going to make mistakes. So let's be honest. I like to come over here and talk real. I talk real about business. I talk real about numbers. I talk real about bookkeeping. And, I sprinkle in some of my life because I can't help but sprinkle in some of my life. Sorry, not sorry. That's what my kids say. Um, Anywho, so I feel like what happens to me all the time. I mean, probably once a month. I have somebody, usually on LinkedIn, because that's where I live the most, reach out to me and say, I really want your services, but I don't think I'm big enough. And I'm like, hey, let's talk because I have no problems talking to anyone. I don't care if you're a client or not a client. I can't tell you how many times I've spoken to business owners just starting out and given them all kinds of free advice. And I'm like, when you get to where you don't want to do this anymore, you give me a call. And they're like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, I've walked through QuickBooks with people, I've walked through spreadsheets with people. A lot of contractors just starting out, like not the GCs, I mean, like the subs, I want to do drywall, electrical, whatever, and they don't know how to run a business. And so they're like, what do I do? And we sit on the phone for an hour and a half because that's what I do, because that's what makes me feel good about myself. So that's what I do for other people because I'm going to be honest, that's what was done for me when I was first starting out, and I was grateful. So I have no problems doing it for other people. So I get the email or the little pop up message that says, I really want your services, but I'm not big enough. And we get on the phone, and I'm like, okay, where are you? If you think you're not big enough, tell me where you are. Well, I only make like $60,000 a year. I only make $150,000 a year. I only make $300,000 a year. I've heard it all. And my answer is basically the same. You need this. You can afford it. And we can make it happen. Now, am I that blunt? No, because really and truly, I could never tell somebody you can afford this because that's just, I don't talk like that. But I do say, okay, do you have a budget? let's look at where your numbers are. Here's what my services cost. This is my normal package, but sometimes I offer discounts for startups because if I feel like they really have their you know what together, I don't mind doing things at a discounted rate for however many months that we work out until they grow. Okay. And it's like my version of pro bono. Am I cheap? Heck no. We got 30 years of experience in this company. I was married to an attorney for over 10 years, went through law school and built the entire business with him. I may not be a lawyer or a paralegal, but I darn sure know how your company works. And number two, I was raised in construction. My grandfather's a GC and he built like half of Tampa. It's a big joke. If it's made out of wood, my grandfather built it. So I know the industry like the back of my hand. And that kind of knowledge and our knowledge of bookkeeping and our knowledge of QuickBooks, it costs money. Do you charge for your 10 years of experience being a litigator or being a GC? Absolutely. Well, so do I. However, I will go back and say, I got off my little soapbox, I'm sorry, that I also don't have a problem helping people when they first start out. So they come to me and they say, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to afford this, and we work something out. I say all of that to say, because I got distracted, because that's what happens, because I'm blonde and I feel strongly about these things. Um, it's not as scary as you make it out to be. It's not as hard as maybe you think. And here's the really difficult truth that I personally had to swallow. I started this by saying, like, my mentor from year two. Sometimes, if you don't take the plunge and grow, like, force yourself to grow by hiring someone, you'll never get there because you'll drown. Um, You know how have you, for those of you guys who have children, do you ever have people come up to you without children and say, "Well, how do you know when you're ready? When were you ready to have kids?" And I always laugh and say, "Never, I'm still not ready." And they're like, "Wait, but you have 4 kids." Yes, shh, I have 4 kids. The truth is you're never ready. You just do it. And you figure it out as you go along and you do the best that you can and you love the poo out of them and you make mistakes along the way. And if one day you don't have money for that ice cream, you tell them no. And then the next day when you do, you tell them yes. You're never ready to hire your first employee. You're never ready to hire and let go of the control that is professional bookkeeping. Ever. I mean, but the truth is that you need it because without it, you don't get the benefit. If I would have never had those kids, God, I'd be so rich. But I would be so much less than what I am because they have changed me for the better, sometimes for the worse. Okay, let's be honest. But they have made my life so different in a way that I could not even describe or conceptualize, right? It is the same when you hire somebody to take a major component of running a business off your desk, off your plate, off your shoulders. Because number one, we know what we're doing, and so you don't have to worry about whether or not it's being done correctly. Even if you know what you're doing, you are doing too many things. You are running your business, you are doing the task that makes you money in your business, and you are doing the books, which is a full-time job. All those things need to be categorized properly. What goes in the deductions category, what doesn't, what can be written off, what can't, what expense should this be called, and have I reconciled? And oh shoot, I commingled my credit card because I forgot to bring my credit card with me when I traveled, so I paid for it out of personal, and now I need to reimburse myself. How do I reimburse myself? Oh, I have a loan. Where does that go? Just going to let that sit for like 2 seconds. When you give that to someone else, you can breathe a sigh of relief. And you get the added benefit of, once it's all been done correctly or cleaned up if necessary, reports. Guys, if you have seen any of my lives, any of them, or talked to me ever, you guys know that I am huge in reporting. I believe we give you financial packages every single month. We have a portal to make sure that nothing gets missed, where we get to talk back and forth. And, you can always email me, text me, call me, whatever. We're always here. But like we have all of those things so that you guys can have financial information every single month. You know how I'm talking about having 24 or 12 or 18, depending on how far along you are in business and recording properly, months worth of data to compare? You get that with us. You get that in your business. And then you get to make better financial decisions. You get to know, I am going to have this much revenue next month, unless, God willing, and the creek don't rise. You get to know, I'm going to have this much in expenses. My telephone bill is X on average over the last 3 months. Because, oh, by the way, we give you comparables. We make it easy to understand. And if you don't understand, we get on a Zoom and show it to you. We teach you. Because how in the world can you run a business if you don't understand the money aspect of it? And we have a CPA for taxes. One-stop shop. And because our CPA works with us exclusively, back and forth, she already knows the books are good, which means you're paying less. I'm telling you, it's a no-brainer when you're trying to go from A to B. Or let's pretend you're already at C. Let's say you're a $500,000 law firm or an $800,000 construction company and you need to go to $1 million. We do that. We do that because we work with people, and our CPA has packages where she works with you quarterly or monthly, depending on what your needs are. She does projects like, well, obviously tax strategy, but most people want to know, like, how much money do I need in order to hire? How much should I be paying my employees? What's like salary requirements for my state? Projects to help you grow around money. So those are the things that we offer in order to help you grow. That is the difference between trying to do everything yourself and having a professional bookkeeper take control for you, not from you, for you. Do you understand there's a difference? I mean, I know that's difficult, and I'm not being sarcastic and I'm not being a jerk. I mean, seriously, I get that it is difficult. I am not taking the control from you. I am taking it for you. I am doing it for you so that you don't have to, so that you can breathe. And I get that it's hard, which is why I work my tuchus off to make it so easy to work with us. I mean, look at me. I'm a giant cartoon. I just happen to be a numbers nerd. And I have super wonderful staff. Sherry is the best person in the whole world. So we have you covered. It's phenomenal. If you're thinking to yourself, no way, no how, but please, comment below. Email me. I am the easiest person to get a hold of. Morgan, that's my name, at papillon.house. It's behind you on my screen. That's our website. That's the email address. You can Google me. You can look me up on LinkedIn, Facebook. Easiest thing in the world, though, like, no joke, is email. Just email me, Morgan at papillon.house, and I will respond to you probably within a day because I'm constantly on my email. It comes to my phone, it goes everywhere, and I hate those little buttons that pop up at the top of my telephone, so I have to look at them. Um, I know I'm being silly, but that's because I want to make bookkeeping fun and not boring. I want to make it not like some stuffy accountant sitting back there telling you a bunch of dribble that nobody really cares about, because at the end of the day, you don't care. You just want more money in the bank account, and I get that. And I try to make it entertaining and happy and easy while also doing a good job and not pulling any punches and being completely real and honest. Professional bookkeeping will change the way your business runs. I guarantee it. And if you're giving it to your office manager, that is not the same. She has a lot to do too. This is all we do. And we do it for y'all so that you can make more money. It will slingshot your business forward. It will make you feel better. You will have so much more confidence in your day-to-day dealings. Um, Ask any of our clients. A we have a lot we can give you. Um, but like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I don't care if you even don't want to become a client, you just have a question. I'd be happy to chat. Anyways, I hope this has been fun. I hope that it's been informative for you. I hope to hear from some of you. But for now, bye-bye. This is Morgan Tapp with Papillon House Bookkeeping, and I hope you guys have a great day.